Just getting Leo to walk the weaners out. We'll just take him for a drink of water down to our little trough again. This is Leo's first work session on him. Try not to overhandle him too much. Let him create a bit of his own cause and effect. If he's allow him to get a bit of a feel that if he does something where there's an action, there's generally a reaction, and let him kind of give him some free space to work something out for himself. So, and then just use me controls and commands to pull him up just when I think he needs to. Lovely dog to handle. There's 50 weaners here, and he's just started to work this big mob out after being broken in on half a dozen or so fairly quiet trainers, and especially a dog that likes to be cover his whole mob. He's it's certainly a change of work to have a big mob, and once they get walking these calves they can stretch out a bit, so I'm just allowing him to, you know, the opportunity to teach himself a bit and just learn on the job, and you know, he'll make a few mistakes here and there, and until he works out what works and what doesn't work. It's a few hundred metres this walk where I'm taking him. Again, you can see him really wanting to manage those cattle that take the lead. Very aware of his mob, and sort of just has a natural awareness that it's those couple at the front that generally dictate where the mob goes, so he likes to have that control. I think he senses that there's going to be a bit of a rush on here soon, and he's going to need to do something about it. So now I'll let him have a bit more of a look at his lead. This is what he's got in his mind, that no, we don't want to. Righto, you've had your turn up here, mate. So he just does this quite naturally. he'll go to his point, then he'll apply his force rather than just rushing in, taking a cheap swipe from the blind spot. And yeah, he likes to float around on his mob, and he doesn't like to work in, like some dogs, it's really religious 12 o'clock kind of balance up dogs where they're always at 12 o'clock here. This fella, regardless of where you are, likes to be where he needs to be on the mob. That's what I really like about him. And just as a young dog, he just does that naturally. So they're all steady, still facing in the one direction, or knowing that there's nothing to be feared of at the front. It's safe and to walk out. Coming into this paddock now for the day, and steady, Leo, steady. And we'll just let these cattle drift in here until we give them a bit of ground, till they come to a Leo, Leo, good boy. Just steady him up here now.